And then there is another one.
Yeah. Yo, what's going on? How y'all doing? Hope y'all, you know what I'm saying, doing what you gotta do, staying off the radar, just, staying blessed. The wave is hitting the rest of this week out, all right? So rock with me. If you enjoy the content over here, you could always hit that like button. It's free as fuck. You could hit the sub up button. You know what I mean? You could drop a comment. I got a story here. I wanted to, report on it, but need a couple days off, quote unquote mental health. That's what everyone says, right? All right, but anyway, this story right here is out of Brooklyn, New York. I am from Brooklyn. This actual story took place in Vanderveer Projects. Now is Flatbush Gardens, and that's give or take a couple blocks from where I grew up. You know what I'm saying? The projects. And it really hits home for me. It's one of those stories, you know what I'm saying? I still got family in New York City and shit like that. So, all right, let me back up a little bit. So, this is in the projects. These are neighbors living one above the other. The guy to the right is in the white. He's going to be the upstairs neighbor, and the guy in the blue is going to be the downstairs neighbor. They had been having this dispute had been going on for a while, from what I've seen, years, and it's sad to see 3 lives senselessly taken. Yeah, it's just crazy. So anyway, guy with the blue with the firearm is gonna be Jason Pass, and this story is crazy. It's wild. So many lives and families affected. So condolences and prayers go out to all the families involved. It's at least 3, and yeah. So the story, let's get into it. Neighbor kills New York man and stepson execution style in dispute over loud music captured on video. Why would you bring a gun to tear my family apart? Said obviously somebody. And we'll get into a little bit of the video. I'm not going to play it in its entirety, but there were mistakes also made by the victim that ultimately led to them. I'm not going to play the entire video for YouTube guidelines, but there are a lot of things to see just to get the full picture on it. So let's check it out. So they've already interacted prior to the. There's a longer video, but they've already interacted. The guy in the doorway has gone back into his apartment and that's where it picks up. So he's putting on sneakers. Okay, then he goes back. Okay, this guy just fiddled with his waistband. I don't know if y'all caught that. I mean, he waited till he left, so, but there it is. He's fiddling with his waistband. So he's going to make sure it's accessible. Now, personally, as it moves forward, and we'll get to it, this is not going to be manslaughter, in my opinion. But we'll get to the rest of the story. Because this guy right here has been offed by police officers as of the recording of this video. All right, so she's coming outside, which she's going to be a big catalyst, in my opinion, in what happens. Okay, now the son's coming out, his stepson, probably her son. All right, they're talking. Somebody else just peeked out. All right, now he's back with the t-shirt. And look, he has a pair of scissors in his hand. He's come back now. He has sneakers on, t-shirt, and he has a pair of scissors in his hand. And this is where it's gonna begin to where the argument for self-defense could begin to be argued for the guy in the blue. But also, this is New York City, where firearms aren't allowed for the most part. Now, this guy in the blue may have been a former corrections officer. I wasn't 100% able to confirm that, but still, are they allowed to have firearms? I don't know. I know it's rules different for law enforcement officers. Y'all let me know in the comments below. Okay, so now he has the scissor to his head, all right, or to his neck. There is an argument right there that can be made that a self-defense shooting could be warranted. Now watch. She's going to come up and pull on him. And I think that this right here is what starts a chain of bad events right here, sadly. Because I don't know if you have a dog or anything, like when you pull something back, it just naturally wants to go. It's like a slingshot. When you pull it back, something naturally, the force wants to go the other way automatically. Whether, thinking straight or not, is just a natural reaction. And this is where it starts to go left. All right, where am I at? Okay, I can't play too much longer of the video. Okay, so she pulls him back. And then now things start to really go left. Okay, he comes at him again. Now he's playing with his waistband. All right, so he's attempted to come at him, but she pulled him back. So now he's heightened security. In my opinion, I understand why he would, have be alarmed, All right, 1, 2. All right, and then that's where he pulls it out. So, and then from here, let me just he points it. This guy starts to walk away, and that's all I'm going to play of the video. But as he walks away, he pops him, and the son naturally reacts, or the stepson naturally reacts and goes towards him, the guy in the blue, and he gets hit like at least, from what I've seen and been able to make out, at least 5 times. And then he has an execution style shot to the head, which is a 6th shot. And then the father is, crawling away, or doing what he can. It's like a military crawl away, and he hits him another 2 times, and then stands over him and hits him again, execution style. So I think the manslaughter notion goes out the window. Okay, I think that goes out the window. I think that maybe it wasn't premeditated murder, but at the very least, I don't know if it's a thing. I think aggravated murder is what it should be. I don't know if that's an actual statute or something, but aggravated murder is what I would say, because it was provoked, But I believe 3 days, well, early in the morning, so 2 days, depending on your time zone and stuff like that. But he was the police found him and were able to make contact with them, and from there he brandished a knife. From what I was reading, it was at least 6 inches, and at one point sprints towards the officers, in which it doesn't end well. And I think he pretty much knew, he was going to be up under Rikers for the rest of his life. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't think New York does the death penalty. So yeah, he would have died in Rikers. But let's get into the news.
After police shot the man wanted for allegedly killing his neighbors over a noise complaint. Police say 47.
Allegedly. Everything I say is allegedly, okay? Allegedly. We just watched the tape, but it's still allegedly, okay?
Year-old Jason Pass lunged at officers with a knife when they tried to corner him, and that's when they fired. News 4's Miles Miller has the latest from Bath Beach.
Jason Pass had been the most wanted man in Brooklyn for 3 days after police say he gunned down his neighbors in a fury over noise. That all came to an end in Bath Beach, Brooklyn, just after 7 this morning. A police car equipped with a license plate reader spotted Pass's car and that he was wanted for murder.
The male jumped out of the car with a knife in his hand and took off running. The officers pursued this male down to Bay 44th. And Harway were able to isolate and contain this male with the knife still in his hand.
For 15 minutes, cops say they pleaded with him to drop the knife. He apparently told cops this isn't going to end well.
The male, for some unknown reason, in a full sprint, charged the officers.
He was shot 3 times in the chest and 1 time in the leg.
Justified, but I think he was trying to go out suicide by cops because he knew what he was facing. He knew. His emotions, unfortunately, got the better of him. I understand living in the project. Well, I don't 100% understand, but I get it. You living in the projects, you're forced to deal with people in close vicinity that you otherwise wouldn't deal with in your life. But given the circumstances, I mean, you can't just, and the gun charge alone would have messed him up. And then you're talking about 2 offings.
And died at NYU Langone Hospital in Brooklyn. Police started searching for Pass Sunday night after a deadly dispute at Flatbush Gardens. Police say he shot 47-year-old Vladimir Maturin and his...
And that's why this story hits so close. Like Flatbush Gardens, bro, that's literally the projects right by, if we wanted to walk to McDonald's, we had to walk through Flatbush Gardens. And now it's Flatbush Gardens. It was Vanderveer. You had to walk through there. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my whole, you feel me, back in the 90s, that was my whole child. Like when people was outside and shit like that. So this story hits amazingly close for me. That's why I wanted to cover it. You know what I'm saying? But y'all let me know whatever y'all think. Y'all think whatever. I mean, it was just a crazy story on all fronts. I think this guy is 100% in the wrong. Given the severity of it. Now, was it unprovoked? I'm not going to say that because, come on, you don't bring a scissor to a gunfight. You don't bring a scissor out to somebody and start threatening them because you don't know what they have, and that's a safety thing. You feel me? You don't know what they have. Don't put anything past anyone. Treat everyone as if they're armed. They say an armed society is a polite society. Treat everyone like that. And y'all let me know whatever y'all think. And before I wrap it up, let me just get into my last clip. And if you stuck around this long in the video, as always, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button, drop a comment, join the fucking conversation, and hit the sub up button and take this journey, yo. Let's rock out.
New York is the greatest city on the planet, I think. But if you're not a New Yorker, if you don't wake up some days and be like, man, fuck this place. You know what I mean? I don't care who you are. You can be the mayor, you can be the governor, all the way down to the mailman. Everybody wakes up some days and say, man, fuck New York.
And that's a fact, man. As much as I love New York, I saw her flaws and I saw the way she was going, and I'm glad I got the fuck up out of there. If you can, get the fuck up out of there, yo. Get the fuck out of New York. Yo, stay wavy.